I'm going to start disassembling the mill here so that I can put the Igaging digital readouts on here. It looks like the one for the Z-axis is going to go on this side for the up and down travel of the spindle. I'm thinking the one for the side-to-side is probably not going to fit on the front of the cross table. It's probably going to have to go on the back, which means I'm going to have to undo the chip shield. I'm going to go ahead and take the vise off of the table as well, and then the front to back looks like it'll fit right here on this side, because the other side has got a lot of gear blocks and everything on it. So I'm going to go ahead and take the vise off and get everything laid out and start getting some holes marked, and I'll bring you back when I've got something else to show you. See you in a few. Okay guys, I've got this thing kind of mocked up, holding in place with some magnets. The brackets and stuff that come with these really don't work too well for this, so it's kind of make your own type thing. I took the factory bracket, which kind of, let me find it here, looks like this, and ordinarily it mounts on the back side of this, but as you can see that wouldn't have been nearly long enough, so I took the screw holes off the back side of this, which screw into the part on the scale there, used it to mark out holes, and I took a piece of stainless steel that I had. It's a little bit thinner, but it's not that big of a load on this, so made a bend on it to match. And then just now, in order to find out how to line it up with the face this direction, I took my straight edge, set it against it, and then took a black Sharpie and made me a mark right there. So that will tell me where I need to make the bend coming toward the front, with just a little bit of extra so it doesn't scrub. And then what I'll do is I'll go into this part right here, and I'll mark me out a couple of holes and then drill and tap into this, so that way it slides the whole assembly up and down as the Z-axis moves. So I'll bring you guys back here in just a minute when I get this finished up on this one. See you in a few. Okay, I'm back. I got to looking, and the easiest one was actually going to be the 24-inch along the front here. I got to looking on the back side. It was going to be pretty difficult to mount because of the coolant drip, and also because this weight cover back here kind of got in the way. So I got to looking at the front, and by taking the front pulley handle off and taking the stops off of either side, which were basically, I don't see one now, little metal covers with these Allen head screws in it. The threaded recesses in there actually work perfectly to mount the ends of the indicator bar. I did, however, have to cut off about this much off a 24-inch to get it to fit. If I'd went out here on the ends and tried to tap that, there wasn't a whole lot of meat there, so I'm only going to lose about 3/4 of an inch of travel on each end, and to me that's not that big a deal. But like I said, on a 24-inch I had to cut off about a 3.5-inch piece. Then there was a center indicator here, which this mounted in the middle, kind of as an indicator on your arrows to where you were located measurement wise. Well, since I'm doing a digital, this doesn't really matter anymore. So to utilize one of those two holes that this went into, I got to look, and after I mounted everything, there was about a 200,000 space behind it. Luckily, a 1/4-20 nut fits right in behind there, but I didn't have a bolt long enough. And I got to looking at the way stops here. These just crank down to tighten everything down to hold it in place. I'll pick up another bolt, but I actually cannibalized this one for the shaft that was in the back side of it. This screw goes through there, and that was perfectly sized to hold everything in place. Plus it leaves it sticking out just proud of the surface here, so I can get a hold of it to tighten it with a wrench. So really all I got to do now is put the front handle back on, but I've got it set up now. See if you can see the display there. And I've got it almost on 0. I centered it on 0 and then moved it back. That shows you how precise this is. And to give you an idea, this handle's got quite a bit of slop on it. I mean, I can move it that much. So that's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 ticks on that indicator, and it doesn't move because I'm still on 0. But you can see you can run this thing either way. I'm taking the table to the left now, so it's going into the negative numbers. Then once I take up the backlash, I can take it back down to dead on 0 again. Turning the handle pretty slow now so I don't pass it up and have to take the backlash up again. Oh. Now I passed it too far. There we go. Right on 0. So you can see this is going to help precision of the machining a lot better. Now that I've kind of got figured out what I'm going to do, I've got to get this one mounted going front to back. I've got this one pretty well set up. All I've got to do is drill the hole into the side of this for the indicator to hold it, and drill and tap a couple of 10-24 holes in the side of the column here to mount the indicator. So I'll bring you guys back when I get the remainder of it done. See ya. Okay guys, I've about got the third and final one ready to go on. I've drilled the 2 mounting holes for the slide itself in the base. Makes it a little easier if you take the handle off the side of it. One thing that bears mentioning, this being cast iron, you can probably see how fine the granules are. It's not too bad to drill, it's actually pretty soft, so you want to go easy. But when you go to start tapping your holes, make sure that you back your tap out frequently. Since this stuff is so grainy, it doesn't produce a chip like steel does. It just turns into little dust balls, for lack of a better word, and it really gums your tap up. So run it in a couple times when it starts getting difficult to turn, back it out, take an air hose or a shop vac, clean the filings and stuff out of the hole. Again, use cutting oil when you're tapping the holes. It definitely makes a big difference, but run it in, a couple turns, back it out. It's better to be safe and do it, 3 or 4 more times than you really need to than it is to run the tapping iron and break it off. Because once it starts binding up, it doesn't want to turn at all. So just back them out, clean the threads, take an air hose or shop vac, clean your hole, clean your tap off, re-oil everything, and then take off again. So I've still got 2 more holes to drill up here on the side of the moving part that the bracket will get attached to, but I'll bring you guys back when I get to that. See you in a few. Okay guys, I got it mounted. My screws are a little long for going into the side of the carriage right there, so I'm going to get a couple of smaller ones tomorrow. Those are stainless, or I just cut them off, but they'd be a bear to cut. I have to do with a hacksaw, make them all ugly looking, but I got everything mounted. This is the third of the 3 axes. Here's the readout. I've got it zeroed. As you can see, cranking the handle, and it's going backwards. So now it's all that's left is clean everything up, put all the covers and stuff back on. I'll probably make a cover to go over the top of this one, and probably on top of this one too, to keep the shavings and stuff off, something like a piece of rubber or something that'll flop back and forth, kind of keep the shavings off. I may even put one up here on this one too. I don't think this is going to get near as much stuff slung up on it, but you never know. But anyway, that kind of concludes the installation of the Igaging digital readout gauges on the Grizzly G0704. So I'll bring you guys back when I get everything put together, and we'll do a little demo run. So you guys take care, and I'll see you then.